Hey, Symposium listeners, have you ever listened to our A Song of Ice and Fire coverage and wanted to chime in live with your thoughts? Or wanted us to cover a property of your choice?
Introducing the Symposium Review Contest. The contest is open now and closes on August 31st, 2026.
Here's how you can enter. Leave us a 5-star review on any podcatcher and send us a screenshot to earn an entry. You can leave reviews on as many platforms as you want, and each screenshot counts as an entry.
If you want an extra incentive, every review you submit on or before April 30th, 2026 will be counted as 2 entries.
If you win, you get to pick one of the following 3 options.
Option 1, join us for an A Song of Ice and Fire wrap-up episode after we have read A Dance with Dragons.
Option 2, get us to watch or read or otherwise consume a piece of media to cover on the podcast.
Option 3 is the same as option 2, but you get to also be on the podcast episode with us.
We will have a minimum of 2 winners. One winner will be the person who earned the most entries, and a second winner will be chosen through random draw. If interest is high, a third winner may also be chosen.
So folks, get those reviews in on or before August 31st, 2026. We look forward to chatting with you in fall of 2026.
And now on to the episode. Welcome to A Song of Ice and Fire Symposium. My name is Nav and my pronouns are they, them.
And my name's Harmit and my pronouns are Hershey, like the chocolate.
And this is A Dance with Dragons, chapters 28, 29, and 30. Jon, Davos, and Dany, or rather Daenerys. In these chapters, Jon loses a fight, Davos does not lose his life, and Daenerys prepares for a fight. Welcome to the podcast, everyone. So, Harmit, who died in these chapters?
Bro, there were so many deaths, I feel like. Okay, in Jon's... Nobody? Question mark? Yeah, nobody.
Mm-hmm. I think that's right.
Yeah, and then Davos does not die, which I guess is not a death, but death related. The guy who died in Davos's place.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's it. And then Dany's chapter, oh my god, death galore. The guy who shows up, and then that was because, a lot of Astapor died, or is in the process of dying. There have not been any more Son of the Harpy targeted deaths. So,
yay.
So at least that one's down. I think that was it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. And what did you think of these chapters?
They were so good. Yeah, Jon's and Davos's were like, Davos's was so hype. I was so hyped. I was having such a good time.
It's really the only chapter I care about here. The Jon and Dany are just there as garnish. I don't know.
Yeah, the Jon chapter, I was like, I'm having fun. This is Jon, Then Davos's chapter, I was like, this is a great chapter. Like, this is so good. This is like the happiest chapter we've had in a while that we're gonna have in a while. It just was so nice. I was like, you know what? All of these fantasies might not work out, but at least we're trying, and that's what matters.
Imagine Davos steps outside of the castle, trips and dies, and we never hear from him again right after he's
Dude, absolutely not. It's giving all the Sansa's last few chapters being the most masterful and super just her thoughts getting more developed and stuff, and then it's well, we're never gonna see her again, actually, so that's great. So I hope they don't do that with Davos's chapter, because this was really good. Dany's kind of the same as always, where like it was fine, like it was good-ish, but it just was really stressful, and I was like, I don't know if I want to be here right now. That was kind of my thought.
She doesn't want to be there right now either, but she's put herself in that position, so.
I will say this is one where I kind of felt bad for Dany kind of the most, which didn't help. Yeah.
Cool.
So a lot going on, but Davos's chapter was so good.
Yeah. I mean, to begin with, it's a Davos chapter, so in and of itself, that makes it a good chapter. But then this is like better than even all the rest. So, all right, summary.
I will
3,
try.
2, 1, John.
Okay, they do like a little playground fight. He beats the kids. Then, but
the kids,
whatever
beat
his,
him.
No, he
Rattle
beats the
shirt.
Kids. Yeah, then Rattle Shirt comes up, and Rattle Shirt is like, the magic be undying, and I say those words on purpose. And then it's like, whoa, couldn't beat him. And then Melisandre, or he talks to Alistair, and he's like, you're going over here.
Okay,
you're going on arranging. Fuck. Davos. Okay, so Davos did not die. There was a secret little master plan going on because of the Stannis Deepwood Mott events. The Glover guy's here. Manderly's here. They're sneaking Davos out so that Davos can do Manderly's mission, which is to go get him Rickon, I guess, because they have Wex, who followed Osha and that whole thing. Daenerys. Okay, so things are getting worse. Astapor is burning, literally. People are diseased. People are coming over to Dany. They thought Dany would come save them. 3 guys are here. Dany has to make a plan. And I think at the end she decides she's gonna marry whatever his name is, Hizdar guy. Him. But yeah, she's kind of thinking of different plans. Yeah.
Alright. You got the gist of it. We're tired. Let's not get this over with, but let's get going so that we like pick up steam, you know? All right, so John's chapter starts with him sending Alistair and like 8 other people out to range, but obviously Alistair is the one that's making the scene. He calls him the bastard boy, and he's like, you're sending me out to die. But John's like, no, we need to, like, this is an important mission. All these other people, they're experienced rangers, they know what they're doing, and they understand the importance of this. So you gotta go too. And Alistair's like, I'm not gonna give you the satisfaction of denying you, because I know you would like to hack off my head like you did Slint, but I'm not gonna give you that pleasure. So you better hope that it's not my dead body that comes back from the north. Basically.
I'ma remember.
Yeah, I'm gonna be an undead that remembers, and either way, I'm coming back for you. Dead or undead.
This guy, man.
Yeah.
Since book 1, he has been a menace. Like, just leave.
At least he's consistent, I guess.
Yeah, it's like there's characters.
He does leave. You asked him to leave, and he did.
But the thing with him is every time he leaves, he comes back. Like, that's what I mean. Like, character, there's a lot of
come back.
Yeah, in some form or or another. Like, every character or a lot of the characters who leave, we never hear from again, or we don't hear from again for like several books. This guy, he's got to clock in for a shift once a year, like, at least, and it's just not fun. Like,
well, that's one way to say it, but he's gone for now. Dywyn is one of the rangers leading it. Jack Bulwer is one of them. Kedge White Eye is one. I don't like. I think Dywyn's name is familiar, but like all the other, I'm so fine, whatever. And so there's 3 parties of 3 men, and each of the men is carrying 2 ravens, so that they can send messages. So like, that's cool, and also this way, Bloodraven can keep an eye on them. I don't know.
Oh my god.
And I love how, like, so they're, like, riding off, and Jon's at the top of the wall watching them go, and he's like, 8 good men, and 1, well, we'll see. At first, when he said 8 good men, I just paused after that, and I was like, wait, the math is not mathing. And then I, like, continued the sentence, and I was like, oh, right. Not all of them are good men, so.
Oh my god. No, that was a good line. I like sassy Jon.
Yeah. So they come down from the wall.
And he has a second of being like, I wonder what happened to Benjen.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I also wonder what happened to Benjen, but it's funny how infrequently he thinks about Benjen.
Yeah, I think last chapter he thought, like, we've lost too many good men, and his uncle was one of them, but he didn't really go down the, like, trail of thought of, like, what happened to him? Where he's at? Like, yeah. What color, what temperature are his hands? Well, I don't, once again, we don't know that Cold Hands is him, but, like, I kind of stick by that theory, personally.
Okay.
There was somebody else, not some, like, I've been getting back into the fandom a little bit, and don't ask me to cite my sources, because it's all just mush.
Yeah.
But I read somewhere somebody was like, oh, maybe it's the Night's King, you know, like the Night's Watch leader that married an other or married a white. This is one of those stories.
Wait. Is it that's Cold Hands or that's Benjen?
No. That's Cold Hands. Like, what? Who else Cold Hands could be?
Got it.
That's one of the theories. I was like, you know what? It could be, because, like, he also was once a knight's, like, a black brother, but now he's, you know, whatever. Maybe he had, like, a redemption arc and is now serving the good side, or maybe Bloodraven is the bad side. Like, I don't know.
Ooh,
so that one was kind of intriguing to me, but, like, I think it just makes the most sense for it to be Benjen for now, like, until we get more information.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah. Okay. So Jon is, like, stressed as always, and he's so he sent some of the free folk that he recruited over to Eastwatch and also to the Shadow Tower, but neither Cotter Pike nor Dennis Mallister are happy with their recruits, because they're like, I don't trust these people. What am I supposed to do with them? So he's just like, people are just, as always, bringing him problems and no solutions whatsoever. And any solutions he thinks of, he does not think to share them. So yeah. So he's, like, brooding, you know, being his Jon self. He's walking through the yard and he sees, like, the new kids training, and he pulls up and he's like, bring it on.
Oh my god.
And they're like, okay, well, we'll give it a shot. And it's these 3 kids, Aaron, Emmerich, and Jace, that get called on to fight him. And they're like, we're gonna come one at a time, but Jon's like, no, all at once. And then Jace, I think, is like, what? That's stupid. Like, that's unfair. And then Jon, like, is like, come here, and knocks him about the head and is like, life isn't fair. Or like,
no, war is never fair. This is I swear to God. Okay, you know how there's people who what I'm trying to say is Jon would be a terrible elementary school teacher. He has no ability to, like, he can't, like, suspend anything for, like, 2 seconds to focus on, like, he can't.
But remember, like, back in the day when he was helping his fellow, like, Pip and Gren train and Sam train instead of Alistair Thorne.
Yeah, but those were people like his own age, like, who could.
Well, these are also people his age.
But it's different.
He's just, like, Lord Commander now.
Like, they were coming up together. Like, I just think that was Jon Morby. Like, I don't remember this, like, his attitude towards him, that wasn't
this like, war isn't fair is the same attitude that comes from Kill the Boy. That
Totally. Like, maybe he would have been good back in the day, but I also feel like that it was different because he didn't feel like he had to, like, lord over people. Like, it was more just like, oh yeah, my fellow people are bad at this, so let me help them, you know? But now he's like, guys, the others are coming, like, you know? Like, I guess the
Right.
stakes are different, whatever, but still, who John is now, don't go like, he cannot give a what if for a second. Like, he just can't.
Yeah. So he's fighting these kids and they're not doing so well, and he's like having fun. Meanwhile, Rattle Shirt's like off to the corner, just leaning against a wall, being like, oh, aren't you so brave fighting people who can't fight? And John's like, well, I guess I'll fight you if you want. And yeah, and John is just like so disgusted with this guy. He's like, Stannis burned the wrong man, and all he has to say is like, he burned the man he had to burn for all the world to see.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we all do what we have to do, Snow, even kings.
Damn.
And this is when, like, they're like, okay, we're squaring up, get him some armor. So he takes off his bone armor, I guess, right? And now has donned actual, like, plate and armor, and he just seems so much more intimidating. John's like, he's like gained height and weight just by putting on armor. And he's like, it's fine, it's just the armor. He's not, like, it's not him. I can do this. He's trying to hype himself up. And they start fighting, and then John's like surprised by how hard he hits, and he's very quick. What do you think of this? Like, has he been like training in secret?
No, this is some Melisandre bullshit going on. And like the like never tiring. And here's the thing, like, I know that Jon isn't like the best knight in the world or anything, but like Jon's really good. And we've learned that time and time again. And the fact that like he is really struggling, and like by the end Jon is very fit now, you know? So the fact, and like he's got great endurance. So the fact that like Jon is fully done and this guy has not broken a sweat, that's different. That's not like a really good training, or Jon doubted him. You know what I mean? Like,
what do you think's actually going on there?
This is like some Melisandre, like he just doesn't tire, or not that he doesn't tire, but it's like the he doesn't feel it sort of thing, or maybe his arm is taking the damage, but like he won't feel it, like the same as like how what's his name, the oh my god, who was that guy? The Broken Men, but before they were the Broken Men, they were the Brotherhood. Who was the guy who kept dying?
Beric Dondarrion.
Yes, him. So Beric Dondarrion, it's like how his body kept dying and then getting weaker and stuff, but then like he was still chilling until it all hit at once, sort of thing.
Well, I don't know if he was chilling. He does say that every time he dies, it really takes a toll on him.
Okay, I didn't remember that. I remembered it being more like it takes a toll on his body, but like his spirits are fine, you know?
Oh, it was both.
Oh, okay, yeah. Never mind. He was
He's
not
like,
as strong.
I used to love a woman once. I don't even remember her name anymore. Like, he loses more of himself every time he dies. Okay, but like maybe Melisandre is superpowering this guy somehow.
She definitely is. This just is not. Which is also because we know that, like, she had already kind of made him her pawn because of the whole necklace thing and whatever, and he was, like, being more, like, docile than, like, his personality had just completely changed. So it was like, hey, there's some sort of control thing. I don't know if
he was being docile, but he was like, I'll do what I'm told because I'm...
For him?
Yeah, okay.
Fair. I feel like that's, you know... but I also, like... So there is some sort of, like, she can control what's going on, right? Like, he's basically her soldier now. But now he's, like, her super soldier rather than just a soldier. So I don't like that.
Right. Okay. He got that Captain America juice.
Something like that.
I mean, he was kind of, like, he wasn't, like, Rattleshirt from when we know him from before. He wasn't known as a great warrior or anything. Like, he was kind of a weak dude that just more talk than he was really worth, you know.
Okay.
But now he can back it up, apparently.
Damn.
Yeah, so then, you know, so he's got, like, Jon, like, pinned. Jon is not doing well, and the Night's Watch people have to, like, pull Rattleshirt off of Jon, and he says, like, Jon's like, oh, well fought, and he's like, yeah, right, you didn't do anything. And he had been saying, like, oh, if I had a dagger, I would poke out your eye right now. And so all the Night's Watch people are like, he threatened you, we can't let it stand. And Jon's like, calm down, people, he actually has a dagger if you look carefully. So he could have if he wanted to, but he didn't. So they kind of break apart for a second.
I wonder if this is the part where his own personality's coming out and he's like, man, if I could use this dagger right now.
Right.
But it's like Melisandre wouldn't want him to kill him, you know?
Right. Okay, so that's the reason why he didn't do it. Not because he was just like, it's not worth the trouble or whatever.
No, I think he hates Jon. I feel like he might.
Fair.
Yeah.
All right, so then they get interrupted by Clytus arriving because there's been a bird, and he's like, oh, status, and he thinks to himself, like, the Night's Watch takes no part, but for some reason I really care who wins here. How?
At least he's now not, at least he's pretending less and less that he's, like, at least he's kind of acknowledging that, man, like, I am partial to these results. It should not
matter, but somehow it did. Yeah, so this is the same letter that Asha got. This is Ramsay's letter from Lord of Hornwood. Though didn't it say Lord of Winterfell when Asha got it?
I think so, actually.
So did he just downgrade himself? Or maybe he's like, I'm just gonna give everybody a new, like, every letter I send, it's gonna be a different title. Like,
wait. Yeah, because if anything, I would have thought this one would definitely say Lord of Winterfell. To be like, haha, in your face, Jon, you know?
I think maybe Jon even later thinks about that, but maybe not.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. Doesn't matter.
If anyone knows, let us know.
Yeah. So it's if it's not the same, it's very much a similar letter, giving all the same news. It still has the signature of all the other people on it that we were like, what are these people doing? Signing onto this bullshit. But this one, I don't think this letter says, here's a piece of Theon. So maybe that's okay. Maybe they signed them all thinking that they were letters akin to this, but they actually, one of them turned out to be not.
Right. One of them was personalized after the fact.
Yeah, you get them signing so many things that they just do it and don't read the fine print. I don't know.
Damn.
Yeah. Okay, so the news for Jon here is that he is marrying Arya, which we know it's not Arya, but Jon very obviously thinks it's Arya, and he's like, she's 11, like, she's a baby, also, like, not somebody I would see getting married, and definitely not to somebody like that.
Yep.
What can I do? And he can't do anything, so he just says, nah, I'm not gonna do anything about it. There will be no answer. I'm leaving. Yeah, why? I guess he just sent this letter to rub it in. Like, why did Jon need to get, like, why did this letter need to be sent to the wall?
I just assumed it was a rub it in thing.
Yeah, but, and like, maybe just updates, like, you know, we're in charge now. If you need something, we're the people that you don't come to anyway.
Yeah,
like,
and maybe and maybe it's also like the thing of like maybe it's also like a threat of like, because by now everyone, I think, not that we haven't heard about, like, no one really cares enough about the wall to talk about it in any other update chapters we're in, but I feel like by now people would know that, like, Jon has been kind of more than, or not so impartial to Stannis, so maybe it's also kind of like a cloaked threat as well. Like I'm becoming the guy in the north now.
Yeah,
like,
but it doesn't mention anything about don't support Stannis.
Yeah,
so
that's true. And it also doesn't, like, why would he sign it Lord of the Hornwood instead of, like, the Lord Winter? So I'm not sure, but it's all I could think of. Like, I couldn't really think of any other reason why this update would, you know?
Yeah. I don't know. So yeah, he's like, I'm not giving an answer. I'm just gonna go wash it off, basically. So he goes back to his room and he can hear Melisandre at her night fire and the people like chanting after her. It's a much smaller crowd now that most of Stannis's people are gone. Like, she's got her guards. There's some of the free folk that they have forced to take on this religion, and also some of the Black Brothers who have chosen to do it as well. So they're praying away, and Jon's kept company by the Raven as always. Ghost has come back around. He was like hunting or something. And Jon's just feeling very claustrophobic, so he like goes out because, well, he's feeling claustrophobic thinking about Arya and how this is happening to her and he can't do anything about it. So he like runs out just to like get a breath of air, and Ghost is there, and like he has that moment where he wargs into Ghost and you know, just like feels all the things for a moment. And then there's somebody behind him, and when he turns to look, it's Ygritte.
Dude.
Yeah, like up until now she was only saying things, but now she's looking like Ygritte. Like,
this fucking bullshit. This I totally forgot about this when I was like, when you asked me like what I thought of the chapter, and I was like, oh yeah, Jon's chapter was good, yeah, whatever, he was just fighting. This shit pissed me off so much. Ugh. I hate her. Okay. It's like every time I start to like her, she goes and does or says something really annoying, and then we're back at square. I hate her.
So what did you hate about this specifically?
This is so manipulative.
Like her pretending to be like Ygritte, like putting on, because it's like he does a double take and then all of a sudden it's Melisandre, and he's like, how could I have thought she was Ygritte? They look nothing alike.
Especially, which, like, love Jon to death. Great battle strategy, all the things, but like, my guy, pick up on this guy not getting tired at all. Pick up on Melisandre clearly using magic. Like, I love Jon.
She's not even saying I don't use magic. She's like, I use magic. I'm using magic to control this guy, and I'm magical. Like, I see prophecies. Like, that's her thing. Yeah. So, well, that's what I mean.
Like, he knows all of these things, yet Jon just is not.
He doesn't take it seriously. Yeah.
Yeah, and also like so like obviously this just one action is super manipulative, but then also it's just like the whole thing is so manipulative, because why is she doing that? Because then it's like, because the whole thing is, here's what I think, right? Shadow Baby. To get Shadow Baby, she needs to get him to sleep with her. Yeah. So if she looks like Ygritte, so the whole thing is manipulative. Like the looking like Ygritte. Not to mention
that later on she's like, "May I touch your
wolf?" Like, yes, Kate. I read that and I was like, "Am I crazy or is this super phallic?" And then I was like, "I'm just wilding out here." No. And then I kept reading and I was like, "No, that was fully phallic." Like, yeah. But yeah, that's the thing. Like, obviously, toying with someone's emotion is already manipulative. But if she was doing that and then she was just gonna be like, hey, like, can you do me this little favor? Like, go throw out the trash. Like, it's a different level of manipulation than, like, we're gonna do all these things and then we're gonna fuck. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a different type of toying with someone.
Yeah, so, okay. So he's worried, and she's like, I know what you're worried about. Let me relieve your worries, because I have seen your sister in my fires, fleeing from this marriage they have made for her, coming here to you, a girl in gray on a dying horse. I have seen it as plain as day. It has not happened yet, but it will. So do you believe that she has actually seen this?
Yes.
And we know that it's unlikely to be Arya, because Arya's nowhere on the continent. So who is this?
Could it be Jane?
It definitely could.
And then maybe Melisandre just doesn't know.
Yeah, like
that
if
it's
everybody
not
else thinks
Arya?
it's if everybody else thinks it's Arya, why? Like, are her visions labeled? Like, does it say Arya Stark? Like,
yeah, because it is the thing of like she could be reading it wrong, blah blah blah. Because you know how they dyed Jane's hair, or are they gonna dye Jane's hair? Did they even need to?
No, I think her hair is just brown.
Did they do anything to her appearance? Nothing. Right?
No, I don't think so. But when Theon sees her, he's like, yeah, like Arya could look like this now, except for the fact that her eyes are not the gray Stark eyes. Like,
right. Okay. Yeah, because I was just thinking maybe it could be Jane, like, because I was struggling to figure out
who's dyed her hair.
Right. Yes. Okay, that's what I was thinking of. Yeah, but because who else would it be? Like, maybe I just don't know who it is yet, sort of thing. Right. But like, girl in gray on a dying horse, Jane, like coming here to you. But then, like, why would Jane go to Jon of all people? Like, it's not like they had a relationship. Like, why would she be going to the Wall as a last ditch effort? Like, if something happened, where would she go escape? As a last?
Like, who else is left?
But I don't know if she would be like, oh yeah, my bestie's bastard brother from back in the day who's Lord Commander. Like, I just don't even know if she would have, or maybe she's just going to the Wall or something, but why would she go to the Wall? Like, it just doesn't add up. Like, there's just no logical thing. So you don't think it's there.
Jane then?
No, but I don't know who it could be. So
she's not getting away from that marriage they've made for her?
I don't know, my guy. Because maybe the way that Melisandre read the flames wrong is it's somebody else fleeing a wedding. Hold on. Maybe, because you know how the Frey, hold on. What the fuck was her name? Like Willa or like Winifred or something? Like Manderly's one of his granddaughters, the one who was like outspoken.
Yeah.
Like the one who wasn't in on the plan,
so you think Manderly, given what we know about him after these chapters, is gonna put up with her daughter being abused?
Wait, I forgot about that whole. Wait, yeah, you're right. That whole thing. Yeah, no, you're right. Sorry, I was like using knowledge from these chapters, but then also ignoring knowledge from these chapters at the same time. Okay, yeah, that doesn't make sense. I was just trying really hard to think of someone else who could be getting married, who could possibly want to go to the.
That's okay.
Yeah,
don't think. I don't know. It's fine. Okay, so this is when she's like, "Can I touch your wolf?" And John's like, oh, that's not a good idea. Like, he doesn't usually like people. And then she calls to Ghost. And it says Melisandre made the word a song. And then all of a sudden, Ghost is totally, like, cool with her.
And that's terrifying because that's been our indicator this whole time of, like, who's safe, what's going on. Like,
but then John calls to him. And the direwolf looked at him as if he were a stranger. That part's the scary part for me.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
This, like, somehow doesn't mesh in my brain because Melisandre is, like, the fire god person, right? And the wolves are, like, northern.
Right. So where's the...
things. Yeah. So I guess maybe this is, like, maybe R'hllor and the old gods are aligned. They just need to figure it out. Like, but it also feels like she kind of did a spell on Ghost, that the fact that he would look at Jon as if he were a stranger, like, that's
cool. Yeah, this was really scary.
Yeah, and Jon also talks about how Ghost's eyes sometimes blaze red the same way that her ruby is blazing red. So, like, something. I don't know.
Oh my god, that's... Because I guess it's also... Because she immediately says, like... Because he's like, that's queer. And she's like, you think so? Your wall is a queer place, but there's power here if you'll use it. This is like what you said earlier, where you're like, she's basically admitting to everything she's doing, but he's just not paying attention. But it's also the thing of, like, maybe it's not so much that, like, she... Like, maybe it's just, like, she's so close to power that she can use it. Like, do you remember... Do you remember the time we saw the shadow baby when Davos was taking them somewhere to kill... Who was it? Who did we kill? The guy who was...
It was,
the guy at Storm's
Penrose.
End?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, but you know how one of the reasons she was able to do that, I remember it being, like, that castle had, like, magic in the walls or something. Like,
yeah.
It basically was, like, it's an old, powerful...
So he had to smuggle her under the castle so that her magic could get through the barriers. Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe it's, like, it's just a similar thing of, like, ordinarily she wouldn't be able to control, like, the wolf because the direwolf is, like, old gods core. But then now because she's so close to the power of the old gods and, like, the power of the wall and stuff, she can, like, siphon that somehow. Right. I don't know.
That's true. It just still scares me, though.
Oh, totally. Yeah. Because we're here for a while, so if she can keep doing this, like, it's good for some enemies, but bad for a lot of what's going on.
Yeah. And I want Ghost to just be ride or die for Jon, you know? Like...
Yeah, right? Ugh.
Yeah. So then she does her, like...
But maybe it's also the thing of, like, because you know how Jon's kind of been pushing Ghost in his connection aside a little bit? So maybe if he finds his way back to that, he'll be harder, the relationship will be harder to disrupt.
That's kind of like what Dany's doing with her dragons.
LOL!
Yeah. Yes. So she pulls her, you know, we're two parts of a greater whole. In our joining, there is power to make life, power to make light, power to cast shadows. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, does this line ever work? Like, okay, obviously it worked on Stannis, but she tried this on Davos as well, and he was like, no, thank you. Like,
yeah. Right? Oh my god, I totally forgot that she tried to seduce Davos.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh.
Yeah. And Jon's like, shadows don't sound so great. And then she's like, look, your shadow is huge. And Jon looks over and he's thinking about Arya and the girl on a dying horse. Mm-hmm. And he's like, yeah, she does have power, you know?
Oh my god. Yeah.
But it's he thinks to himself that this is not a woman he cared to be indebted to, not even for his little sister.
Mm-hmm.
So he's kind of like, no thank you, goodbye. And in her parting words, she's like, listen, dude, 9 of your people left today. 3 of them are dead. They have not died yet, but their death is out there waiting for them, and they ride to meet it. You sent them forth to be your eyes in the darkness, but they will be eyeless when they return to you. I have seen their pale dead faces in my flames. Empty sockets, empty sockets, weeping blood. And she says, you don't believe me now. And that not believing me now is going to cost those 3 lives. But hopefully this will teach you wisdom. So once you've got that wisdom, come find me, take my hand, and let me save your sister.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how the chapter ends. So, do you think 3 of those guys are gonna die?
I think so.
Do you think it's gonna be, one of them's gonna be Alistair Thorne or not?
No, we don't have luck like that.
Okay. And
this is... Ugh.
So, will Jon then eventually turn to her for help with Arya?
I think he might.
Really? What would that look like?
I don't even know. Like, also she's so far away. Like,
well, that's the question. Like, if he says, help me with my sister, is she going to be able to help Arya or whoever, or like Jane, or whoever this person on the horse is? Like,
yeah. Like, I don't I don't know. I guess it'll be like a... Yeah, I don't know, because it's like... Then, like, do they have to set out somewhere for them to do that, or can she just kind of pull some strings? Like I just don't even know how this could look. Like, maybe, I guess because Stannis is further south in the north now, so, like, I guess he could, like, I just have no concept of it. And also, like, if it's not Jane, then I don't know. Like, what is she gonna promise him? Like, how is she gonna promise this to him, you know?
Right. Okay.
Like, is it just as simple as, like, sorcery and, like, then I leave with our shadow baby and then the shadow baby does the thing? Like, what is, you know what I mean? But then if it's, like, a girl on a dying horse riding to you and you went to go save her, then why wouldn't she come with you? Why would she be riding on a dying horse? Like, so that kind of suggests, like...
Maybe you meet her halfway. Maybe that's...
Maybe, yeah. Because then that kind of suggests, like, doing it from far away, like, not going anywhere, just kind of being able to control the situation from here. So maybe it doesn't have to be magic, but it's Melisandre's. Maybe it is magic. Like, I just have no idea what to think of this. I'm not sure.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
I don't really have any predictions to ask you about, so let's move on to Davos for now.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Davos
Wait, yeah, the one thing I do just want to say is I just, like, girl, what do you want here? Like, how is this side quest at all? Is it just, like, getting Jon in your palm, and then Jon will, like, fully support Stannis, and then with the others and stuff, you're like, yeah, we need Jon in our palm so we can actually defeat the... What's the bad god again? The darkness
the great
god?
other.
Oh, yes, that's what it is. Yeah, so I don't know. Like, I just, once again, I find myself wondering what she's up to. And also, like, I just want someone to tell her about Dany, and I want to know what she thinks Dany's deal is. Do you know what I mean?
Right, like, how can you still be, like, status is Azor Ahai once you hear about Daenerys?
Yeah, like, what's kind of going on? Especially because, I guess...
the rest of the Red Priests have caught on to the Daenerys train, so...
Yeah, so it's like... Yeah, I don't know, because you know how, like, there's people who are, like, are really faithful to our religion, but don't want to be part of, like, a specific religious community, like they love their religion, but they hate their church or something. So sure. Is, like, Melisandre, like, I don't agree with these other bitches, you know? Like, maybe she rejects everyone else or something. Like, we don't know her past. We don't know what was going on. But I just don't, like, because, like, what is, you know? Like, she's just kind of on her own on this island here. Like, she's completely ditched the whole thing and is completely like, yeah, Stannis. And now, like, yeah, Jon. Like, you know what's going on.
Yeah, okay. I guess we'll just have to wait and find out.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Can I just say one crackpot theory before we go?
Fine.
Melisandre thinks Jon is Azor Ahai. So now she's shifted gears and she's reprioritizing.
Okay, so, like, Stannis is just whoever now? Like, she has no investment in what happens to him?
Not no investment, because she needs Stannis' power to help Jon, you know? And, like, she probably doesn't want to make Stannis mad by being like, actually, I don't think it's you with your fake sword anymore.
All right.
So I think it's
like... the fake sword that she gave him.
Yes, exactly. She's like, I was just waiting until we got the real one, but I don't think you're gonna. So, I don't know. I don't actually think that, but wouldn't it be fun?
Yeah. Okay. Well, Davos?
Yeah, let's
Davos.
do it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
He's in the Wolf's Den, which is the prison. And it's a prison for sure. Like, he can't go anywhere. But it's pretty damn comfy for a prison. He gets 3 meals a day. He gets candles and books and paper and whatever, like wine sometimes, like
whatever his heart desires, he just asks and receives.
Basically. I mean, they do call him Dead Man, but like, so does that mean he's dead? I don't know. I'm just being silly. Okay. Yeah, he's reflecting on his surroundings, and remember, this jail used to be like the old castle, so his cell was very likely some lord's bedchamber, so that's why it's like big and comfortable. And he's got like furs, clean clothing, like all the a nice little warm fire, like everything, like you said. He's like, I want to keep practicing my reading, and they bring him a little 7-pointed star, you know, like
cute.
I mean, yeah, go ahead.
This is kind of like, it's not a big deal, but I was just curious. He's like, because at this point, he still thinks he's gonna die, right? Like, he's not thinking about like, oh yeah, I'm treated well. Clearly, I'm not gonna die. So he's like, I'm not gonna plead for mercy. Especially because the Garth guy is like trying to scare him, like, oh, this is my sword and it's gonna kill you, and these are, you know, whatever. So he's like, I'm not gonna plead for mercy. I'm just gonna ask that they take my head before my hands. Why?
Do you want to feel your hands being cut off? Like, if your head's already off, you're dead.
Okay. I just was like, okay, it just wasn't, just the way he said it, I was like, does this mean something? Am I, okay. Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
He's dead before they start cutting him limb from limb, you know?
Okay, like if they're gonna flay him as like or like send him to someone. Okay.
Yeah. So some of the indicators that this is a jail is that there's, you know, 4 sets of heavy iron fetters dangling from the ceiling in case they want to get real up close and friendly and just squeeze out some answers from him. Apparently there's nobody else being held in this prison right now. It's just like him, his guards, like the cook, the person who does the laundry, like very efficiently staffed this this place. Obviously, like, given what Manderley is trying to do here, it makes sense to only have as many little people know about Davos being alive as possible.
Yeah.
And Sir Bartimus is the head jailer, and he's quite the alcoholic, and one of his favorite stories to tell is how he saved Lord Wyman's life at the Battle of the Trident, and he was made this head jailer as a reward, so he's like super proud of it and all that.
Wow.
And there's like lots of info about the Wolf's Den. Like, this castle is much older than White Harbor, the city, is, because it used to be like a second holding of the Starks, like where they would send their like second-born sons or like cousins or nephews or whatever to, and sometimes they would like turn it into a hereditary thing, and there would be a bunch of different kinds of Starks. Like, there were the Grey Starks. And we know, like, the Karstarks are also kind of an offshoot of the Starks. So, like, I wonder if the Karstarks hung out here at one point. The Grey Starks had lasted the longest, holding the den for 5 centuries until to presume to join the Dreadfort in rebellion against the Starks of Winterfell. So clearly that didn't go well for them. Then, like, House Flint had it, House Locke had it, like a bunch of the northern houses have kind of rotated in and out of power in this area. And Sir Bartimus talks about like how he himself is likely descended from some of these lords because his family has been here for a very long time. And he himself believes in the old gods. Like, Yeah, and he also talks about it, like, specifically he tells stories about how his forebears would make blood sacrifices to the heart trees,
Mm-hmm.
which is which is news to Davos, and I think also news to us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But is that why all them trees have got red sap?
It's all the blood over the years.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh my god, who
But like
knows?
it's something different, you know? Like you don't hear I don't think we've heard of anybody practicing that in recent years.
Yeah.
Um so Davos spends his time, you know, hanging out with his jailers, also writing letters to his surviving kids and his wife. And basically to his wife, I was like, I was a horrible person. And he says, I was a better smuggler than a knight, a better knight than a king's hand, a better king's hand than a husband, which is...
Man.
Yeah.
This was so sad. Yeah, it's the same thing as, like, you know the last Tyrion chapter where the whole time he was like, I'ma die, and then he was really regretful and he finally had sympathy for the people he killed, and then he found out he wasn't gonna die and he was like, yay. That was kind of the Davos chapter too, except the yay didn't come because then
I don't think it was Tyrion was thinking I'm gonna die. It was that he was in so much pain from being like...
Right, and that was he was thinking about all the people,
all the pain he had caused.
Right, yeah. Right, but then I'm thinking specifically like he thought he was gonna die, so then it just... But then he found out he wasn't gonna die. And then same thing with Davos. He's like, I'm gonna die. And then he didn't die.
Yeah. And his wife's name is Maria. Like, he thinks about her a lot, but we never see her, which sucks. Like, I kind of want to see what his relationship is with her. And, like, I don't know. I mean, it sucks that he's, like, lost 4 kids, but he's still got 3 more.
It also sucks that he doesn't have a lot to say to most of his kids because he literally has not
met them in years.
Yeah, and he's like, yeah, those letters were short, and I'm like, damn, that's so sad.
Yeah. And he tells his eldest son Devon, who's Stannis' squire, to, you know, you're in charge now if I die, so make sure you take care of your brothers and mother.
Man.
Yeah. Tell his grace I did my best. I'm sorry that I failed him. I lost my luck when I lost my finger bones the day the river burned below King's Landing.
Man. Ouch.
Yeah, he still isn't over those finger bones.
He is not. Yeah.
Okay.
But when he was still talking to Bartimaeus, when Bartimaeus is telling like the whole long history of the castle and everything, so like the last thing that ends up happening is Brandon Stark ends up getting it back from the Stepstones people. But like, is this Brandon the Builder or is this a different Brandon?
This is very likely a different Brandon. There's every other generation. There's a Brandon.
Okay, cool.
Maybe not even every other. Every generation has a Brandon. Like,
okay,
Ned's brother's name was Brandon. Ned named his kid Brandon. Like, you know?
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So another cool Brandon.
Yeah. So, okay. Finally, it's like the day has come. Like, well, you know, we know the day has come. Things are different because he still hasn't gotten his breakfast yet. And there's like murmuring outside his door. And he isn't. He's like, oh my God, here we go. And so his door is opened. And it's not one of his jailers. It's this guy wearing a deep scarlet cloak fastened at the shoulder with a silver brooch in the shape of a mailed fist, which I'm pretty sure is the Glover sigil. And he's like, Lord Seaworth. Like, they actually addresses him by like title and shit. Please come with me. And Davos is like, wait, I expected a lot, but I didn't expect please to come along with like summons to death, you know?
Yeah.
And he's like, who the fuck are you? And he says, Robert Glover, if it please my lord. And they have a little bit of like, oh, from Deepwood Mod. And he's like, yeah, my brother was in charge, but he died. And now, thanks to your king Stannis, I have it back.
Mm-hmm.
So even though we just like read about that recently, news has traveled. And he also gives Davos like the updates on, okay, Roose Bolton is in the north. They took Moat Cailin. He's summoning people to pledge fealty and witness the marriage and blah blah blah. But now, can we go?
Please come with me.
Yeah. So then he's like, he tells, hey, if I should die, can you please see that my letters are delivered? And Glover's like, yeah, I promise, but also if you die, it won't be at my hand or Lord Wyman's.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like giving him all the info right now, like really. So they rush through the castle, like scurry through the castle, really, and they go out to the yard, which has basically been taken over by this ginormous weirwood. And they like kind of go behind it, and there's like this secret door type thing, and there's a tunnel that leads from it and steps, and so they follow up the steps, and it's steps beneath the steps, so it's the steps that lead up to the castle, but then they built secret steps underneath it, so that's cool.
Yeah.
And yeah, Davos, they climb up and up and up, and eventually they come onto a nice little sitting room, and Manderly's there, and he's like, "Oh, are you hungry? Let's like come have some wine with me." And then this was so weird. Davos says, "I will treat with you, my lord. My king commanded that of me. I do not have to drink with you." Like,
well, I think he's just like we're not buddies. I'm not gonna like wine and dine together, but like
when you do negotiations, it's like customary to like.
Yeah, but I think
he was
Davos
drinking with that jailer.
Yeah, but they were buddies, they were exchanging life stories. This is different. I think he
this
doesn't
was giving
see it that
Ned
way.
Stark, and I didn't like that. Okay, listen,
let
I
him
love
live.
Ned. I think the farther we get away from the good old days of Ned, the more fond he grows in my heart, really. But like, it was a little like stiff, and
yeah, but I think like
I
Mance
guess it was
thinks
his
he's
way of reprimanding Manderly, because Manderly's like, yeah, I know, I'm sorry I've treated you terribly, like that's my bad.
Yeah.
Please do sit, I beg you. Drink to my boy's safe return. Willis, my eldest son and heir, he is home. So this is what Manderly has been waiting for, which is why Davos has been locked up for so long. And he explains that he's just come from the high table, and he's...
Okay, wait, I have a question. So if this has happened, I feel like this happened near like the second half of Feast.
Sure.
Right? Because that was when, I feel like it was like the second half when Cersei got like the thing, and then you were like, see, she got Davos.
I'm gonna be honest, Cersei chapters are a bit of like a tumble down a hill, so like...
Right, okay. Because I'm just thinking like timeline, I'm just like, oh, like we're really making our way through Feast, which is good, because like I said, I want to get to new stuff, right? So this kind of gives me hope that we will get to new stuff, but I just was kind of shocked, because I was like, oh, we're not halfway done this book yet, but we're more than halfway that one.
Yeah.
And I know that like things don't have to like, it doesn't have to line up exactly, like we could completely
and, like,
slow
things
down.
For Cersei may happen at a different pace than things for Jaime or anybody else.
Yeah. But it just gave me hope.
Yeah. So what new, like, I mean, even though this is the same time, I think the stuff is still new. So what
No,
new
but
stuff
still,
are you
I
hoping
just...
for?
No, not new. I just want to move forward in time.
Okay. All right.
Like, I would like some resolutions to something. Some of these things, you know?
Right. Okay.
If we just line up exactly. Like, sure, as fun as it is to, like, I feel like this book has just kind of been, like, we had so many, like, unfinished business thingies going on. And then this book is like, what about these unfinished things you forgot about that you haven't thought about in 2 books? Which is nice and cool, because then you're like, you get to scheme and think about how they're all gonna kind of like fit together later on. But it also just would be nice to like figure out some of them, you know, like.
True. I do not disagree with you. Okay. So Manderley has snuck away from a party, saying that he's gotta go, go number 2. And everybody's used to his lengthy visits to the privy. So it's gonna be fine. Nobody's gonna question it. But they are short on time. So, like, let's get to it is basically what's happening. And so he's like, okay, Davos, for all intents and purposes, you are dead. We mounted your head and hands above the seal gate with your face turned so that your eyes looked across the harbor, which is also one way to ensure nobody, like, really gets a good look at him. They dipped his head in tar once again, disguising his features. But also, crows and ravens still had at it. And yeah, and Davos is like, that's great, but like, who had to die in my place? And Manderley's like, don't you worry about it. Like, no offense, but you kind of have a basic face, so we just found a guy with a basic face that was kind of he was a criminal, so like, he needed punishing, we needed dead man, things worked out. Which, like, I am sad for that guy, but really, like, I'm much more happy that Davos is alive. So, moving on.
Yeah, I just didn't like the way he said it, though, because he was like, his dying may accomplish more good than anything he ever did whilst living. And I was like, well, that was kind of harsh. You could have just said, sucks, we had to, but we had to protect you. You know what I mean? We didn't need to say his life was useless.
Yeah, I don't know. So, and then he's like, sorry for all the mummers farce we put on to please our friends of Frey. And Davos is like, you really should be an actor, because that shit really got me convinced. And
oh my god.
Your daughter-in-law was really convincing, and your granddaughter Willa was really convincing. And when Manderley's like, they both were speaking from the heart because they didn't know none of this. And Lady Leona, his daughter-in-law, was just really against Davos because she wanted her husband back. And Willa was totally for Davos because she knows what's what, you know?
Yeah, totally.
And Winifred, who actually did know, played
icon.
Her well
she
well.
Kind of ate. Unfortunately, she ate.
So yeah, like, I guess Winifred knows, but nobody else knew, and Whitman and Robert know, and so like there's like this whole conspiracy. I like that we've got like a schemer, you know, on our side.
Totally.
We've been needing a schemer.
Yes.
On our side.
I feel like ever since the Red Wedding, I feel like I've brought this up so many times too, where it's just like, it's like, man, where was all that vigor that you guys crowned Rob with? You know what I mean? Like, where the crows fucking ate it all? Like, come, like, it's gotta be left. There's gotta be some left, right? And it's just, and that's why I feel like this chapter was such a nice payoff, because it just was like, oh, there is some movement. Like, there's something going on, like, you know what I mean? Like, when the chance came, there are people willing to take it. You know?
Yeah.
It was nice.
Yeah, so Manderley explains that, like, he couldn't say fuck you to the Freys because they would kill Willis, but now that he has his... And they wouldn't give him Willis back until he proved his loyalty. So killing Davos gave him an opportunity to prove his loyalty, get his son back, and still, like, do the scheming.
Yeah.
And Davos is like, oh, thank you so much for, like, taking all this risk. If the Freys had realized that wasn't me who died, you would have been in trouble. And Manderley's like, I took no risk, let's be clear. If they had figured it out, I would have just said that my jailers made the error and then found the real you to appease them. So, like, we're on the same side, but, like, don't get me wrong, I would still rather you die than me.
Yeah, you than my son, which makes
Yeah.
sense. It was just kind of funny because they really had to clear this immediately. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Soon, though, I must return to the feast to toast my friends of Frey. He keeps calling them that. I kind of love it. And I can totally see him doing it with, like, complete disgust. So, like, it's great. And he's saying, he's explaining how they're watching him at all times. They've got, like, people working. They've replaced some of his servants. Like, they've bought some of his servants. Just like they've penetrated his court so that even his maester isn't trustworthy. His maester Theomore was a Lannister of Lannisport, and I don't trust him at all. So that's what he's saying.
Damn, bro.
And he's mad with all the shit they put him through. But don't think that I have forgotten. The North remembers, Lord Davos. The North remembers, and the Mummers farce is almost done. Ah.
That was so good, man.
Truly. Okay, so... Okay, yeah, and he's like, okay, if you want justice... Davos is like, if you want justice... Stannis is your man, Who else could do this? And then Robert Glover is like, that's cool, but, like, Stannis is still not our king. And Davos is like, yeah, but you don't have anybody to lead you, so, like, who do you want to be your king? And this is when Manderly is like, the young wolf is dead, but that brave boy was not Lord Eddard's only son. Robert, bring the lad. Did you think they were gonna bring, like,
no,
Rickon? No. You
no,
didn't think it was gonna be
I
that
didn't
easy?
think so. No, there's no way. What did I think? Actually, I didn't stop to think. I just was like, who are they gonna bring? But I definitely was not. I did not think it was Bran or Rickon.
Okay.
I was actually worried that they were gonna bring someone fake who was posing or something. Like, it was gonna be another fake identity thing. I was worried.
Even Davos is like, is it really one of his kids?
Yeah,
a found
I kind of
boy
agreed.
or a feigned boy.
That was a good quote.
Yeah, and Davos is like, either way, it would be good enough for the North to rise up in rebellion. So, but unfortunately, Stannis would never make common cause with an imposter, so it doesn't help my cause.
Oh my god.
And then this kid comes through, and immediately Davos is like, this is not one of Rob's brothers. He's too old to be one of his brothers. And he just doesn't have the Stark features. And this is Wex. Theon fucking Greyjoy's squire. From way back in the day.
Shout out everybody coming back.
Right? Speak of undying, like
Right? Yeah. Speak of people who you thought were gone for good and then they're back.
Yeah. So Wex, if you remember, is nonverbal. So he can't communicate in traditional ways, but they've been teaching him how to write. And of course, you can ask him yes and no questions, and if you ask enough of those, you might get some answers.
Yeah.
So they have found out that what the Boltons said happened at Winterfell did not happen at Winterfell. Theon was not the one that burned it down. It was Ramsay who did it. And that they didn't kill everybody at Winterfell. They spared the women, roped them together, and marched them to the Dreadfort for his sport. And Davos learns about this sport and is rightfully, righteously in
Oh, yeah, what would be the conjugation? Righteously feels? No,
indignation,
indignation
but
rightfully
righteous,
feels, righteously feels.
indignant. I think that's how you conjugate
Is it?
that. I think indignant is the,
Okay.
yeah.
That makes sense. I just don't think I've ever heard it used.
Yeah, that was just too many big words for me. Let's go back to 4-letter words, please. And then, okay. Yeah, Davos is like, that is really horrible. How could any man? And then Robert Glover's response is, the evil is in his blood. He is a bastard born of rape. Which, okay. We've talked about, wait, have we talked about this or have I thought about this? One second.
Which one? Which one is it?
I think we have not talked about this because this is something I was thinking about recently, and it was not recently with you. So this was probably something I was reading up on or revisiting, and thoughts occurred to me, and I made up a whole conversation in my head that we'll have, a year from now. But whatever.
Okay.
Let me come back to what I was saying. No, wait, maybe we have talked about this. Remember when initially Ramsay was caught by Sir Roderick and Roose Bolton had to kind of answer to Robb for him? Or somebody. He was like, yeah, what can you do? His blood is tainted from his mother's side. And we were like, you are the guy whose house sigil is a flayed man, and his house is called the Dreadfort, and you think it's his mother's side that he gets the crazy from. So we've talked about that part, and then this is that Harry Potter, like, people born of rape are destined to be evil bullshit.
Yeah.
Right? Which I didn't appreciate. Like, let's be clear, I don't think George R. R. Martin thinks that necessarily, but that, like, these characters are saying it, I didn't like it,
Yeah, totally.
Like, it's not the kids' fault how they were conceived. That is not, like, that's not a cool thing to be spreading, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, totally. And if that's what we've been saying about him his whole life, like, prophecies fulfill themselves. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
yes. Just anyway, he is terrible, and let that just be because he is terrible. Like, we don't need to look for some higher meaning in this, or generalize to all bastards or people, like,
Yeah, totally.
Okay. Anyway, coming back to off my little, what are we doing? Yes, Ramsay's horrible. All the Boltons are horrible. Freys are even worse. And he's like, I knew all the bullshit, like, all the way they changed the story. I knew it was all false, and they know that we know, but they know that the North must pretend to believe or die. Which was so angering. Yeah, and so Davos is like, so what are you gonna do now? And to this, Manderley says, Bolton wants me to go to Winterfell, so to Winterfell I must go. I shall go by barge and litter, attended by 100 knights and my good friends from the twins. Oh, he doesn't say good friends of Frey. The Freys came here by sea. They have no horses with them, so I shall present each of them with a palfrey as a guest gift. Do hosts still give guest gifts in the south? Some do, my lord. On the last day their guests depart. And then he says, perhaps you understand then. What does Davos understand?
Is this like a, on the day their guest departs, on the day their guest dies? Then it's like a gift?
They're no longer guests, so I don't owe them nothing.
Oh, that makes sense. I thought this was like a death, like, oh yeah, I'll give them a gift on their departure from the earth.
Well, he says the gift is going to be the horses.
Yeah, but I thought it was like then they don't get it anyway because they're dead.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Well,
I just read it wrong. But oh yeah. And then he's not breaking the
like
rules
guest
like
right
they
is
all
a
did.
big deal,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
especially like if you suffered the red wedding, you're not going to
yeah. Yeah.
be doing that to your guests, but if
Yeah.
you give them the guest gift departing, that means they're no longer your guests.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Um
Good
Give
job,
me 1
Manderly.
second. Yeah. You talk for a second.
Okay. What do I say? Like, keep going?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
You say, here's your script. Sorry, I forgot to upload it to your CPU earlier. And I know you are an AI bot. Or what? Do AIs have CPUs? I don't know. I don't know technology.
No. This is my safe place away from the word AI. And here I shall stay. Shut! Yeah. Yeah, but he's like, that's why I was building all those warships. And there's so many more than the ones that you just saw. And he's like, even though I've like suffered losses, I still have like for Northern Lords, I'm doing good. I got money, like I got a good like holding here, like, and like Old Castle and who's at Old Castle and Widow's Watch? Because he says Old Castle and Widow's Watch will take their lead from me.
One of them, I think, is the Umbers, but I don't remember
the other one. Okay, cool. Yeah, so he's like, they're gonna listen to me. Which is interesting, though, because didn't one of the Umber guys sign on Bolton's thing?
Well...
Or he's not the heir.
Hang on. No. So the Umbers are... Stannis got that letter from the Umber guy that was like, listen, my brother has declared for Roose for now, and if it comes down to it, I won't fight him, but I'm on your side. Like... so the...
okay.
You know, and then it's the Karstark. There's the one Karstark that's like saying to Stannis, I'm all on your side, but we know that he's really double-crossing him.
Yeah.
I don't... maybe one of these castles is Karstark Castle, but I don't know. I think the Karstarks is Karhold, so no, I don't know who holds Old Castle. I think Widow's Watch might be Umber.
I'm just gonna write that down.
I don't know. It's some of them. Like,
yeah, okay, so the specifics don't matter. I just was like, are these the typical guys, or is this someone special? And that's why he's pointing it out. Okay. Yeah, but he basically, yeah, and he's like, I got a lot of bannermen, like, I have the resources to deliver, like, the allegiance of all these people to Stannis.
Yes.
But there's something I need you to do first for me.
Yeah.
And then Davos is like, hey, I can try to convince Stannis, and he's like, no, I need you to do this. This is a task for you. I need a smuggler, not a king. And then Glover starts, like, explaining, and he's like, we don't, like, sure, we're kind of, like, helping Wex, like, with, like, writing and stuff, and we're trying to understand what actually happened when, like, Sir Roderick confronted, like, Ramsay and all that, and, like, what exactly went down with, like, Theon versus Bolton, all the things, but, like, we don't know, and, like, it's taking us time to get there. So,
but here's what we do know.
Yeah.
When we asked how he escaped, he drew a tree with a face. And Davos is like, wait, the old guy saved him? And he's like, not quite. He climbed up the tree and hid there, and nobody thought to look.
Which is, like, so smart.
Yeah.
I have a question. You know how we're constantly getting the, like, weirwoods are alive, weirwoods have power, someone's watching, you know, and that's, like, every single time we see a weirwood, someone has to say that.
Hide him, like, with magic? Is that...
No. Oh, that's interesting. I actually didn't think about that. But my question was going to be, did we get that while they were escaping? Do you remember? I don't know why you would remember something so specific, but, like,
that's a long time ago.
I'm just wondering out loud, because, like, I'm just wondering if George R. R. Martin had planted that seed.
Honestly, probably. Every time we see a weirwood, it's like, them eyes be watching. Like, you know.
Yeah. Because I'm just wondering if that was a seed that was planted, or if he thought this explanation up after, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. I wondered that myself. but I'm happy with it either way.
Yeah, no, I liked it. I just want to know if I go back if I'm going to see an Easter egg or if I'm going to be like, oh, the Weirwood's always watching. Like.
Yeah. So he hid himself in the heart tree and he stayed there for a long time. And then he heard voices beneath him. And this is when Osha and Rickon and Bran, Mira and Jojen and Hodor got together to make a plan, and they split up. And Bran's party was going north, and Osha was taking Rickon, I think, east, northeast, east, not quite sure. But basically, they get Wex to explain that it was Bran and Rickon. Like, he drew 2 boys and 2 wolves. Like, it's hard to mistake that for anybody else. And then they obviously were like, "This was Bran and Rickon," and he would have nodded or something.
Yeah.
And so they went their different ways, and Wex apparently followed Osha and Rickon. And this is the part I think that George R. R. Martin had to like retcon in, because he said it's like Wex stole after the 2, a woman and a boy. He must have stayed downwind so the wolf could not catch his scent, which is like a retro explaining how he didn't get caught,
Right. Yeah, he's like, the fans are gonna freak out about this.
Like, it's this like kind of explanation shoved in there. Like, his editor was like, but how did the wolf not notice this guy?
Right.
And he's like, put in a sentence somewhere.
Beautiful.
And yeah, so he knows where they went. And so Manderly's like, Roose Bolton has Lord Eddard's daughter. To thwart him, White Harbor must have Ned's son and the direwolf. The wolf will prove that the boy is who we say he is, should the Dreadfort attempt to deny him. So the wolf is very important. And so that is my price, Lord Davos. Smuggle me back my liege lord, and I will take Stannis Baratheon as my king. And Davos is like, well, why would you need a smuggler? Like, you have ships, you have so much stuff. And Manderly's like, yeah, but where I need you to go, ships don't really go. Like, my crews are rivermen, fisher folk. They don't go beyond the bite. I need somebody who knows how to sail in dark waters and slip past dangers unseen and unmolested. And Davos is like, okay, where is he? And then it's like Robert Glover says to Wex, hit it. And Wex throws this dagger at the map on the wall. And it sticks somewhere. And Davos is like, yeah, there's a lot of bad places, but there's some places where men were known to break their fast on human flesh. And that's where I'm going. So where is he going?
I don't know.
Oh, come on.
I don't know. Okay, is this like Dothraki, like all the way east or something?
What? Are Dothraki cannibals? Did we?
I don't know who's a cannibal. I don't remember.
We
who's a
have
cannibal.
heard about cannibals, like, only in one place.
Here's my question to you, right? When he comes into the room, like when he climbs up the steps and he's like, oh, Manderly's or whatever, he says that the map is just of the north.
Yeah. Well, why don't you look at a map of the north and tell us?
I tried.
Really?
I literally tried, and I was like, I don't know who out here be eating people. Okay, give me a minute, okay? Because there's some times where, like, when I'm reading these on my own, I'm not, and then when we start going through it, my brain is, like, coming up with theories. So let me just read this.
Are you reading the text or the map?
The map.
Okay. So they've got to go past the bite. We know that. Honestly, if you didn't get it from cannibals, I don't know how you're going to get it.
I don't know, man. I don't know who be eating people.
It's Skagos.
Oh, I don't remember anything about Skagos.
Oh, come on. Sam was passing by there on that ship where Maester Aemon was real sad.
Mm-hmm.
And they hear about and talk about how they might, wash up on Skagos where they eat people.
Oh.
And I think Brienne also hears about Skagos, and that's where the Merlings live, or not Merlings, the like fish, like some kind of, oh, I forget what they call them, but like non-human species. And they say unicorns are on this island.
Ooh, okay.
I guess we didn't pay enough attention to that when we were reading.
I don't think I would have remembered that.
Okay.
When I was looking at the map just now, I was like, what's Skagos? And then I moved on. Like, I didn't remember a thing about it. Yeah.
Anyway, so
cool. Okay.
Well, I guess not get there.
I think so.
You're sure he's not going to walk down the castle steps and fall and break his neck all the way into the sea?
I'm certain about that one. Okay. I'm not certain about much else, but I'm certain about that not happening.
You'd be surprised.
Oh my god. My god, this is so interesting, because then they're like so close to like the wall, and like there's so much like, and like who's he gonna go with? Who's he gonna run into?
And how is he gonna find Rickon if he's like...
Oh yeah.
First off, is Rickon even gonna be alive, or will he have been eaten? Or is he now like the Lord Cannibal of all cannibals? Like, what state are we gonna find Rickon?
That too.
He was already like, kind of a wild child.
Yeah, exactly. Like, he was struggling. He didn't... There was nobody there to parent him or to even sibling him, frankly, because it was just him and Bran, and like Bran was not even older sibling. You know what I mean? Like, not even
right.
Older sibling core.
I mean, Osha did go with him, so
yeah, but like, I don't know. Like, we don't know anything about the girl. Who's to say? You know. But yeah, Osha being with him, I am like, I think they survived. I feel like she's pretty tough, you know? But why did they go there?
Only safe place she knew of? I don't know.
Yeah.
I remember Osha herself is from beyond the wall, so like it's not like she's got connections where she could take him.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess they like got passage or something to get there. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like, I really hope we keep getting more Davos chapters, because this is very... I hope it's not like Bran, where we haven't seen him all book. We got one chapter of his.
We got 2, actually.
That's nothing. We're already on, like, chapter 30. Like, come on.
Alright. Just when things are getting exciting. Okay. So, I don't even know, like, what...
This is so abstract. I don't know what to tell you. It's not real in my mind.
Okay, let's like think shorter term, like things we kind of...
Yeah.
So Manderley's like, I'm going to like go to the wedding. Is he gonna go to the wedding? How is that gonna go? Like, tell me. He's gonna go to the
wedding.
How are his friends of Frey gonna fare? Oh my god, I'm sorry. I just really wanted to like alliterate that.
Stop. Oh my god. His friends of Frey are gonna fare fiendishly. Fiendishly,
okay.
Yes.
As in they are fiends, or there are fiends after them?
They are the fiends. I just said it weirdly because I wanted the F to work.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, they're gonna be fiends. There's probably gonna be some sort of scandal. Every wedding we've seen ever has been scandalous in some way. I don't know if we're gonna see this wedding though, or just hear about it. I don't know. But like, also like, So I guess he's got to wait until after the wedding to unleash his plan. But, like, also, like, there have been people spying on him. Like, I feel like he's going to get caught and things might go down a little bit badly. Like, maybe he dies and then his rescued son has to take up the reins of the plan. And that kind of messes some things up, you know? Like,
right.
I just feel like there's a lot of ways that we get caught, you know?
Yeah. But as long as Davos gets away, there's still hope that he'll go find Rickon.
Yeah, totally.
All right. I don't think... So Robert Glover, he knows he's involved in this. He now has his castle. He can't
sorry. I also can't... Because if this whole thing works out, and then eventually Davos can be like, hey, Stannis, I'm not dead. Here, I found Rickon, whatever. And then Jon will know that Rickon's alive, and it'll be good, and all the things. But also, like... So, I guess the thing I'm kind of confused about is, like, are they going to tell Stannis, like, hey, your guy's safe, but we just sent him on a mission? Or is it too dangerous to even tell Stannis until
I think the mission happens? Stannis anything yet.
So then it's like, hey, Stannis.
Unless, that's what I was going to say. So Robert Glover, he can't show up to the wedding like, hey, dudes, I'm on your side. Because, like, they're going to know that Stannis took his castle for him.
Yeah.
So maybe Robert Glover goes find Stannis and can tell him in person, right? Like, that's one thing.
Yeah, they could definitely do that.
But that's still risking it. Like,
yeah, because
like,
sure,
until
Stannis
they've got
you, but
Rickon and they've, like, crowned him or some shit.
Exactly.
Like,
yeah, because the thing is, like, it's the same thing of, like, when they said earlier, like, Stannis isn't our king, he's yours. Like, sure, Stannis helped us, so, you know, like, we're grateful and whatever, and they'll probably do something for that, like, work out something for that. But it's, like, doesn't mean we trust him now. Like, he probably saved us hoping we would come to his side and pledge allegiance to him. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and he was going against the Iron Men, like, doesn't mean he's our guy now, you know?
Yeah, but I also think that it can be, like Robert Glover can start working with Stannis and on his side a little bit.
Even if he's like, but you're not my king. We're trying to crown someone else.
Well, I don't know if he can say that.
Right. Right. Like, he could just work on his side for now, but not tell him that there's, like, a grander plan.
Yeah.
And, right, yeah.
I don't know. Okay. All right. Let's wrap it up. Let's move on to Daenerys. Good? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's good. This chapter is just good that, you know, you're like, some comeuppance for the Red Wedding is hopefully coming, you know? Like, it's much long awaited. I don't know if that grammars, but whatever. All right. So, Daenerys, she's mad. She's sad. Everything's bad. I'm a poet, obviously. But, okay, she's looking out her balcony, counting ships on the harbor or on the river. It's all ships from enemies, and there's more and more of them every day. And people in her city have stopped fishing because they don't feel safe. So they have more people, even less food. Yay. She's arguing with, what's his name?
Grolio.
Right? Grolio.
Yeah.
Her admiral, and he's like, how can I be an admiral? I don't have no ships. And she's like, build some ships. And he's like, there's no trees. And she's like, go find some trees. And he's like, I'm not a builder, I'm a sailor. And besides, that's not gonna work. Go light those ships on fire with your dragons. That's basically what he's saying. And she's like, I am tired of, well, she's like, no, I will not talk about dragons, I'm not doing that. And then he's like, I'm not doing what you tell me. And she's like, I'm tired of hearing what you will not do. And I was like, yes, Daenerys, I'm also tired of hearing what you will not do. It was just frustrating. I'm sorry. This, like, chapter started off so frustrating. Like, she's also, you know, kind of in a position with Jon. Like, people are bringing her problems, not solutions. Except they do have solutions in the form of dragons, and she refuses to use them because she's like, I am all of a sudden not a conqueror. Like, you know, just sorry, I need to like calm down. I don't know, I got worked up just by seeing her name. These chapters just do something to me.
Yeah,
Daenerys,
I mean,
just like pack up and leave. Go fly on your dragons. Like,
I know, but now she feels responsible. Like, it's like,
well, you should.
it's,
You fucked it up. And then, not that it wasn't fucked up before, but then it's just always fucked up and the world sucks and I don't want to live in it.
okay. I'm too tired to be here for this chapter. You know what I mean? Like,
Same.
yeah, but I think, yeah, I totally get it. I feel like I fluctuate between how you feel about this, but then I also fluctuate from that to like a man, like I get it, you know, like, cause you know sometimes you fuck up, and then it's like, oh, there's like no way for me to fix this, and somehow I did make it worse, even though it was already bad. But it's like I get her being like, I've already done so much damage. I need you guys to start bringing me something that doesn't involve me inflicting more damage before it fixes anything. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I get it. I understand the frustration of like, well, if you were going to go look for a perfect solution, why did you start meddling before you had it anyway? And like now you're trying to find a perfect solution when before you were just settling for your whims. But I get it, because it's like now she like is starting to get that maturity of like, I think at least she's starting to get that maturity of like, my actions have consequences. So now she's trying to think, but it's like now is the time when now is when she's running out of time to think. So then it's frustrating because you're like, girl, you need to do something fast. But it's also like she's trying to now be like more like conscientious of her actions, but it's just like she's running out of time. You know?
Yeah.
And you don't want everyone to end up dying while she tries to find a plan. So it's just kind of hard, and I don't know, I hope it works out.
Yeah. And Barristan advises like, hey, listen, you have enough food and stuff for now. Just be patient, things will work out. Because, like, obviously, we know everybody knows that his actual advice is, like, get the fuck out of here. But, like, since she won't take that, he's trying to give the next best thing, I guess. Okay, so now she wants to be distracted. So she starts asking about these kids he's training to be knights. So that's a thing that's happening, I guess. Like, it's cool. Like, he's training knights, and he's like, yeah, knights are cool. And then Skahaz comes in, and he's got news that his daughter was seen, like, colluding is the word, right? Like, colluding with the other high masters, and Daenerys is like, that's good, because it's been 26 days since the last time somebody was killed. And Skahaz thing is like, obviously, like, how is he convincing them, and what is happening? And Daenerys is like, yeah, but maybe he's just showing them that, like, us getting married would be better for all of them, and it's cool as long as there's no deaths. Like, I think she's also kind of burying her head in the sand about the implications of this.
Yeah, she's like, at the very least, no one's dying, right?
Yeah, and Skahaz is convinced that there's, like, one, like, head of the Harpy that's, like, in charge of everybody, but Daenerys thinks it's more likely that it's, like, a group of people that are funding this together, which I do think is likely.
Yeah, like, that's the thing, I think I agree with her, because it's like, there doesn't need to be a mastermind whole thing if they're all aligned and they all hate her and they all want, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it doesn't need to be this master plot for it to be working.
Yeah, and then he gives her a list of all the ships and their captains that are blocking the river against her. And it's like basically all the great houses of Marine, and she's like, what am I supposed to do with this? I can't like go kill them or do anything to them because it's just gonna be war within the city, and I can't have that. Which, yeah, that, like, she should have done that at the beginning. You know, like when she was like taking over the city, there was already a bunch of shit going down. At that point, like, why stop at 163 or however many masters she killed? Or like, instead of like killing them, so she killed those guys and then she let the rest just kind of hang out, and she was like, you can't have slaves anymore, but the rest of your lives can continue as before. Like, they still have all their money, they still have all their connections, like all of that shit. She like confiscates shit, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, right. Like it's a logical conclusion that like if that's you just kill a few of them and then you just say, "Hey, don't do that anymore," but you don't take away their ability to do it.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
they've clearly shown that they
Yeah.
love slavery.
Yeah,
So
like
why
they're
would they
not gonna
stop?
give up their power willingly, and if you
Right. Yeah.
leave them with all like their money and power and connections and everything, they're gonna keep using them.
Right. Yeah.
So, this is like later when she's like, "But I left Astapor a council of a priest, a sage man, and a whatnot, and like nobody to defend them." Like, oh,
Yeah. Yeah, it just wasn't thought through. But like also, you know, like it's the like would that have worked anyway? But then it's like she should have still done it anyway. Like I don't know, man.
yeah. Okay, let's move on, and we'll come across that again. So,
Mhm.
Barristan, like, she says, "No, I'm not killing the masters. I'm gonna be merciful, whatever." And then
Also,
later on,
like the case, so she just let them like beat confessions out of people, and now she's like, "Well, you brought me too many confessions, so now stop doing it."
yeah,
That's sucky. I didn't like that.
yeah. So Barristan's like, Rhaegar would have been proud of you for being merciful. And then she remembers Jorah being like, Rhaegar fought valiantly, Rhaegar fought nobly, Rhaegar fought honorably, and Rhaegar died.
Oh my
So
god.
if that's what you want, you'll die too.
Mhm.
And then she goes to her like throne room, and there's no petitioners because people are scared. And she's
Mhm.
like, "What's there to be scared about? There's no more killings." And then we find out. So Grey Worm and the Green Grace and her people are here with news
Mhm.
because that morning there was a rider on a pale horse,
Oh
the
my
pale mare, if you
god.
will.
Mhm.
Sorry, I could just feel my asthma just
Oh.
bubble into the surface. Okay, we gotta wrap it up. I'm not
Mhm.
gonna lose all ability to speak. Yeah. So there was this guy that rode on a dying horse, a pale mare, all the way from Astapor, and he was very sick. He had the bloody
Mhm.
flux, and that shit, I guess pun intended, but not really, um, is like horrible.
Yeah.
And the Green Grace is like, he comes as a harbinger, he comes as a sign. And it kind of aligns with that prophecy Quaithe gave
Mhm.
Daenerys, which was like, first will come the pale mare, then the others will follow.
Right, yeah.
So here's the pale mare.
Mhm.
Remember, and by the way, her horse is alive. Remember, we were when first she got the prophecy, we were like, her horse is white, and then we couldn't remember whether her horse, she still had her horse or not. But
Okay.
listeners informed me that she does still have her horse. We just don't never see it because, like her dragon, she's probably neglecting the horse too. So
Lovely.
yeah, um, yeah, and then so the other thing that this brings is news that Astapor has fallen, and she realizes that means young Kai has no other thing to distract them. They're coming for her,
Mhm.
and so she sends people to gather all the people she had sent around in the surrounding regions to come back to the city, you know, like her blood riders, the storm crows and the second sons and all of that.
Mhm.
And The second sons are the first to return. And it's like 8 days after she sends a summon. So it's been like more than a week already.
Oh my god.
And yeah. What is sorry, can you take over for a second?
Yeah, so they come back, and also this whole chapter she's been like regretting letting Dario go, and she keeps being like, oh, and she's like, oh, Dario's back. Nope, it's Ben Plum. So Ben Plum comes back, and they have like a nice moment, and like she's so happy to see him, and she like gives him a hug, and he's like, oh, I knew you were getting married, but I didn't know you were getting married to me. And it was like they just had a little like bonding moment. And then he's like, oh yeah, we've brought in like 3 Astapori people who made it to you, and they set out with like a group of 12 people, but there's only the 3 of them left now.
Yeah, and they tell of all the horrible shit that went down at Astapor.
Yeah.
And we heard some of this from Quentin's chapter, but like we really heard it this time.
Yeah.
And they're saying like, we heard that Cleon had sent for you and that you were coming, so we had hope this whole time, but you never came. And Dany's like, yeah, he did send for me. And like,
man. And this is like kind of her last straw. Like after this, the rest of the chapter, she's like, she really is like, man, I fucked up. And she's like, almost like, I don't think indulging's the right word, but like a little bit kind of indulging in like the misery of like the actions and what went down. And she's like, this is my fault. No, it's not. What do I do? Like, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Like there's a good point that if she left Marine, then Marine would rise up against her, but maybe she could have sent a part of her force there, like done something. I don't know. Yeah, it's just terrible. And like coming back, and then she's like, I left you guys like, you know, a healer, a wise man, and a priest or whatever. And like, where was I reading this? I think it was, do you remember me telling you in the back in the day about Stephen Atwell?
Yeah, you would like
okay, so he passed away like a year or 2 ago. Aww. Really sadly. I don't think we acknowledged it on the podcast, but it was like I don't get like impacted by celebrity deaths all that much, but like that one hit me. But yeah, it's really sad. He was historian like outside of Game of Thrones, but then he was also a Game of Thrones, a Song of Ice and Fire scholar, and he had his website called Race for the Iron Throne, and he did like chapter by chapter analysis, and I think he didn't quite get through A Storm of Swords. Really sad. Okay, sorry. I was reading something he wrote somewhere, and he was talking about this whole hellhole that Daenerys is in, and in terms of the Astapor thing, she did something like, so remember when she was like, I'm gonna buy all your Unsullied, right? And I'll give you a dragon for it, and then she freed everyone, and that was fine. But then she took off with literally all of the Unsullied, including the force they had used to keep there to protect the city itself.
Right.
So she left no soldiers in the city.
Oh my god, yeah.
So obviously some guy like a butcher is gonna like kill the, you know, unguarded leaders you put in charge and take over. Oh. And like that was like, he made that point, and I was like, you know what? Yeah, that's a really good point. Like she literally left them no way to defend themselves. And like
I didn't even think about that. Yeah, that's like, and obviously she didn't too, because if she had, she wouldn't have done it. But like, man, that's like extra sucky, because maybe that could have turned the tides, you know, like the extra protection that she has now, they could have had some of it.
Yeah. So like, hopefully what comes of this is that when she eventually does leave Marine, hopefully, please, like that's gotta happen someday, right?
Who knows, man?
Yeah, that she will have the foresight to not leave the city undefended the way she left Astapor, and that maybe she can learn from her mistakes. But that was a pretty big mistake, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah.
So, anywho, that
it was also like a sad kind of parallel of like these three people who come to her and they're like, "Hey, the shit did not work. We're all dying." And it's like she'd left the three people being like, "Okay, y'all got this." You know, like that parallel of the three kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Because it really is like my actions coming back to bite me in the ass.
Yeah. So then they're like arguing what she should have done and all of that, and it's like, what's the point now, really? And so then like she's consulting Reznak. He's the perfumed seneschal, so she's of course flashing back to the prophecy, beware the perfumed seneschal. Which is still kind of like a vague enough prophecy that like it could be any advisor that's perfumed, like it could be Daenerys, or it could be Illyrio, or like, you know, or it could be this guy, because I think they literally call him the perfumed seneschal. So,
oh my god,
who knows? And so, yeah, whatever. Okay, Brown Ben Plum is there, and he's like, "Why don't you burn them with dragons?" And once again, she's like, "I don't want to do that." And Reznak is like, "They're terrible. We should kill them. They're monsters that feed on children." So like just airing her business in front of everybody. And this gets her mad, obviously. She's like, "Shut up. We will not speak of that." And yeah, and then Brown Ben Plum is like, "Come on, we need them dragons.
Yeah.
Otherwise we're gonna lose." And she says, "No, I'm not gonna do it." And she can tell that it's not the answer he wanted. So then she's like, "Well, why don't you, like, if you won't do that, why don't you have them pay to have us leave?" Right?
Yeah.
That way you can leave this and have all the money. This is kind of the same thing I had kind of said last time, where I was, not last time, but when Zoandoxus offers her 13 ships and is like, "Go," and I was like, she should have asked for like 10,000 ships and then
like, and then gone.
Yeah. So I don't know. And then of course she's like, "I'm not gonna."
Okay, I was thinking though, like because she talks about how Ben Plum had always been fond of the dragons and the dragons had always been fond of him, and I was like, hire him as a trainer right now. Get to work. You know what I mean? If you don't got the time and you gotta start delegating, he would be a good person.
Maybe they become Brown Ben Plum's dragons and not her dragons.
But like, I feel like there's a way to not make that happen and still have him be involved.
Yeah. I don't think she trusts anybody else with the dragons, and she also doesn't trust herself with the dragons, so...
But, like, something's gotta give.
I agree with you.
You know?
I'm not...
No.
I hate this already. Don't make me hate it more.
No, like, I'm just saying, you know? Like, it's just like, girl, it's right there. Do it. Also, the arrow thing was really depressing. Like, she's like, "Man, this is Arrow all over again." And he's like, "Who the fuck's Arrow?"
I don't think Arrow is how you say that.
How do you say it?
I don't have it in front of me. Can you tell me before what it is?
Eroeh.
Sorry,
Roeh.
Maybe it is Arrow. How did we say it back in book 1 when it was happening?
I have no idea. I think we saw her like twice.
Okay, that's sad. What's worse, in in a different way, is that Dany's like, I miss Jorah. He sucked, but he gave me good counsel, and I had to just gag.
I knew you were gonna say something about that. I read that and I was like, now he's gonna have
not?
something to say.
I hate this chapter.
Well,
I hate everything.
I wouldn't say he was the worst counselor she's had.
Who is the worst counselor she's had?
Viserys?
Herself.
No, she's not that bad. I think
I just don't want her missing Jorah, because then if he does show up with Tyrion, I don't want her accepting him, you know?
Right.
So then they're like, okay, she's like, we're not gonna use dragons, we're just gonna fight it out like we do. We're just gonna do it over here. And like Barristan says something like, hey, no, let's not let them come to us, let's go to them and fight on ground that we choose. But obviously she's like, no, I can't risk that, gotta go stay close to my city. And she's like, how large of an army can we muster? And Brown Ben Plum is like, not large enough. And so then this is the plan. She's gonna send Ben and his second sons to scout out the enemies. And he's like, fine, we'll need provisions, get us horses and stuff. And also maybe give us a little bit of gold. Maybe we can bribe some of them to come over to our side. Who knows? And she's like, yeah, that, like, you know, sellswords turn cloaks all the time. This can totally happen. So she's like, yes, let's make sure they have money, horses, food, get them going.
Yeah.
And then they get things within the city set up, like, and then they're making a plan for how to deal with this potential sickness that's coming. And they're suggesting, you know, quarantine measures and stuff. And people are not feeling convinced by this plan, but she's like, get to it.
Yeah. How do you feel about this? Like, setting them up outside the walls? Because then isn't it the same as just like, well, I guess you're still giving them like food and stuff. But I don't know, I guess I'm just like worried about their safety, you know what I mean? If they're outside the walls. Yes, if the Astapori are outside the walls. And I get that it's harder to quarantine them, like, if we let them in, and also, like, maybe they'll be in more danger if they're let inside, like, you know, if people are being prejudiced, but...
we've gone through a global pandemic recently, are still going through it in some ways, so, like... definitely need to keep them separate, but like, here's the thing. Okay, so you keep them from coming into the city, but how do you keep them from infecting each other, right? And then eventually when the Yunkai do show up, they're going to be caught between the Yunkai and the walls of Meereen, you know?
Yeah,
so
that's kind of what I was thinking too.
I do not want to be any of those Astapori.
Yeah, but that's... because she does say, like, maybe we could separate the healthy from the sick.
Yeah, here's what you do. You take over those goddamn pyramids and you set them up as quarantine centers.
Ooh, I like that plan. That's a good one.
Obviously, it's going to cause that war inside the city that she's trying to avoid, but, you know.
In theory, that's a perfect plan.
Yes, set all the masters serving the ill. If they die of illness, it was such a great sacrifice they made for their city and people.
So true. They repented for owning slaves, and now, you know what I mean? If they make it through that and they survive.
Mandatory voluntary service for people whose names are drawn, and somehow it just happens to be the names of the worst people in the city. Who would have thunk it? All problems solved. Go die.
I like this fantasy universe.
Okay, sorry.
No, it's okay. Yeah, but yeah, you make good points. And that's what I was thinking too, where it's like, it's kind of the thing of like, you know how whenever these people go to war, they're like, here's my front guard, it's all the people I'm cool with dying quickly. It kind of feels a little bit like putting them between you and the enemy, which is also kind of selfish when we didn't even come to their safety.
And especially when the enemy doesn't care about them because they are explicitly killing them. Like,
Yeah.
It's not like they're even quote unquote human shields, because like you won't attack them, but they will totally, the enemies will totally do it. So
yeah, totally. Yeah. Yeah. It also just makes me really sad because you know this like Astapor is like the red city and whatever, and like Dany's like little meteor thing in the sky was red. So I just feel like this whole chapter is just a little bit of like all the things that once were so hopeful, like her leaving those like 3 people in charge, whatever, or like the red meteor thingy, and now it's like the red city's past, girl, and like the 3 people who've come to see you are not those 3 people because those people are dead. Like, it's just, I don't know, I don't like the arc, I think is where I'm going with this.
yeah, and Barristan doesn't like it either. Like, she asked him, can we make a fight of this? And he's like, people will fight, not sure if we'll win. And your sellswords once served your foes, and once a man turns his cloak, he will not scruple to turn it again. You have 2 dragons that cannot be controlled, and a third that may be lost to you. And beyond these war, your only friends are the Lazarene, who have no taste for war. So she's like, what do you counsel? And then this is when he says, like, let me go and meet them on ground of my choosing. And she's like, no, I can't give you a force. Like, I can't give you the Unsullied, for example, to go do this, because then I won't have anybody inside the city. And I can't fight 2 wars at once. So if I am going to hold Meereen, I must have the city behind me. The whole city. And then she thinks to herself, a queen belongs not to herself, but to her people. I need his Darzo Lorak. And it's only like, 35 days into her required 90 days. But she's like already, like, yeah.
Yeah, she's
losing
like
all her negotiating power. Like, just all the wrong things.
Yeah.
I hate this so much.
Yeah.
Anything to predict on? I don't have any specific predictions, honestly.
I don't know. I'm just kind of worried about this because, like, this doesn't even necessarily guarantee them being on your side. You know what I mean? And now you've taken this, like, king, essentially, you know, and it just, I don't know. And I'm also like,
so you think that she's actually gonna get married to him? It's not gonna be like any other kind of arrangement,
or like, let's get engaged and then we'll get married after the whole thing fades. Yeah, I think it might
but will that be good enough for what she's
I don't think so.
accomplish?
I think it will be a wedding thing. Like, let's get married now.
Yay, wedding bells. Look, another wedding. Maybe the girl fleeing on a horse is Daenerys.
LOL. And going to Jon, that's funny. She's like, hey, I heard of a long-lost Targaryen. It's Jon. Not her actual long-lost Targaryen nephew coming in. Man, I also just like, man, now the nephew's going the wrong way. Like, the nephew showing up here with the Golden Company could have been nice.
Yeah.
Could have evened out our numbers a bit more. And, like, what's Jorah bringing? You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, he does bring Tyrion.
wow, 1 person, guys. 2 fighters, that's it.
Hey, I'm saying Daenerys needs some diversity in her council, and Tyrion might bring it.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of worried about
not
this.
Diversity. I guess, like, all the opinions in her council are pretty diverse. They're just same old, as they've been for the longest time. So she needs, like, a new, innovative idea.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Tyrion, hurry up.
Yeah. Okay. Next chapters.
Let's do it.
We're reading 2 chapters next time.
Okay, let's read Bran and Asha.
Rickon.
I don't think we're getting Rickon.
Did you say Osha or Asha?
Asha.
Asha Greyjoy. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, because I said Rickon, I like overrode your Asha into an Osha.
Right.
Okay, well, we're reading chapters 31 and 32.
Mm-hmm.
Chapter 31 is Melisandre.
No!
Yup.
There's no fucking way.
You can turn the page and check yourself.
Holy shit.
My heart like skipped so many beats while I was getting ready to say this.
What? Cause, like, okay, wait, this is so weird. Oh my god, maybe we finally find out what's going on in that big shadowed brain of hers. I'm so scared though. I didn't think we were ever gonna get. I don't know if I ever said ever even in my wildest fantasies was like we're gonna get a villain.
Yeah.
That felt like an off limits
behind the curtain. Like it's like getting a Varys chapter. Like you don't get
exactly. Like you're like, this is just a manipulator who we're never gonna know what's going on. Dude, this is wild. I'm genuinely scared. But I'm so I'm excited, man. Is this your fave POV that wasn't here yet?
What? No. What? No. Actually, I don't know which POV I was referring to myself, so I can't say.
Okay, wait. I have a question. Are there any other POVs that have yet to come that are your faves?
Honestly, or have all the faves? I don't remember.
Because you know how first it was like, you were like, Jaime's my fave, but you couldn't tell me because you couldn't tell me that I was going to end up liking Jaime?
I think my overall fave, like, of all time are Cersei POVs just because they're, like, so off the wall.
Right.
I think that's, like, what I probably would have said. Like.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, for the first 3 books, I would have been, like, my favorite POV is yet to come, and I would have been thinking Cersei.
Okay.
Yeah.
But there's no others that are yet to come?
I don't remember.
Okay.
That's a long-ass book, okay?
Okay. Interesting. Okay. Anyway, I don't even know what to predict, man. Maybe her and Jon make a shadow baby. Just kidding. That's too soon. Melisandre, I feel like we'll know who she thinks is actually Azor Ahai and know if any of this is an act or if 100% of it's real. Maybe we'll get a sense. Yeah, I feel like this is gonna answer some questions. I really hope it's not the thing of like, you know, when like the Red Wedding happened and then we didn't get a Tyrion POV for a while, and then when we did get a Tyrion POV, there was nothing being like, oh, I didn't kill him. It just was like, I'm in jail now. Not the Red Wedding, the Purple Wedding.
Oh, okay.
Like, you know, sometimes, like, George R. R. Martin will purposefully leave out certain thoughts, and it's, like, a question we want answered.
Yes. Okay. So do you think we'll find out she's legit or unlegit in this chapter?
I think she is legit. But I think there are probably certain things that are being fibbed.
Ah. Okay. Cool. Will we come out liking or disliking Melisandre more at the end of this
I feel like I'm gonna dislike her more, but I'm gonna love her POV.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Alright. Well, chapter 32, which we're gonna read after that, is Reek.
Oh my god, not again.
Reek. Rhymes with leak.
Man, what was he up to? Oh yeah, we'll know what role he has for the wedding, or like whatever he's, you know.
The flower boy.
Maybe, who knows? Oh my god. Yeah, and okay, so maybe we'll see what happens at the wedding. Maybe we're fast forwarding to the wedding. Or maybe it's Bolton's kind of reacting about the Stannis bullshit. Maybe they're like, yeah, I feel like just more scheming, more info.
Coolio. Well, that's that then. I really wanted to read the emails we got last time, but I'm like losing my voice and it's making me have a bad mood because I like being able to talk without just devolving into a coughing fit. But you can't have everything you want. So I'm sorry, folks. We won't read the emails today, but we will read them. Like I've read them. They're great emails. I was actually chuckling to myself about them some during this chapter, during like this recording. And now I have to leave. Okay. Can you wrap up for us, please?
Okay. So send us more emails at popculturesymposium@gmail.com. Join us on Discord. Link is in the show notes. Join us on Instagram at popculturesymposium. And that's everything for now. See you guys next time.
Also.
Oh, check out the review contest.
Yes. Until next time. Farewell, my friends.
Talk to you later.